What's up, everybody? I'm actually gonna do a Dragunity Deck profile, of course as listed in the title, and I've been testing it out. I've been running this deck for a long time, and I found a build that is consistent and that I like, and so I was just gonna go ahead and show that to y'all. So you run 1 Dux, just a single one. If anybody tells you to run 3, they're terrible. I'm just kidding. You have to run 3 Ducks. This dude gets you to your level 8 synchros, and he's just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go over the wing beasts. I run 2 Legionnaire just because it's kind of a slower format. You don't really need, to only run 1, and plus there's a lot of back row, so it's best to run 2. That way you can get over things if need be and all that good stuff. 1 Zephyros. I absolutely love this dude. I love him in Black Wings. I love him in this deck, and of course this deck you have all the combos that he does. And 1 Garuda. It's the 4th Dux since Pot of Avarice is banned and we can't use it, so I run him as a 4th Dux. And so for the dragons now, that's all the wing beasts that I run. You run your triple flanks. You run it at 3 always. It's just amazing to have it in hand to pitch for a ravine, or if you card a reconnaissance, all that good stuff. Just the 1 Acklys. I don't really like to run 2 because it clogs sometimes. Double Mistleton. Same reason I don't run 3. It'll clog in your hand sometimes pretty nasty. So I like 2. 2 seems to be a good number for me. Some people run 3, but I like 2. I run Double Tempest because I don't want to really see a bunch of them in my hand. I'd rather have it in the deck to where I can Gold Sark it, or maybe if I have Red Eyes in hand, I can go into a Tum, summon him out, banish him with Red Eyes, and then add a Wind Dragon to my hand. And then of course the 1 Red Eyes, just because he's Red Eyes and he's awesome. And for hand traps, I run triple Max C. Some people aren't really running triple. I ran it in this deck because at the very, very worst case scenario, it's ravine fodder, and at a bad scenario, it's a 1-for-1. So it kind of helps me get to my combo pieces faster, and it also stops my opponents. And that's 19 monsters. So onto the spells. You have your triple Dragon Ravine, that's just a given staple, and your triple Terraforming, also staple. This just gets you to your pieces that you need, get rid of stuff in your hand that you don't want, all that good stuff. I run double card reconnaissance. Pretty much that's what most people are running anyways, and it just helps you get the tuner out of your hands and also add some draw power into your deck. I run double MST just to get rid of some of that back row, because sometimes you don't really have the Legionnaire or Acklys pop, and sometimes you don't want a Legionnaire Acklys pop because you're going to get your face smashed in. So MST helps get rid of some of that back row, and then you can summon Ducks. Also run double Lance. That way, kind of the same reason the MST, that way, if I summon, they try to bottomless, I chain Lance and then just proceed to do what I want. And I also run, I pretty much call it the Trinity for Dragunities. It's 1 Book of Moon, 1 Gold Sark, and 1 Foolish. I see where some people aren't running the Book of Moon. I really like it. Plus, at my locals, we have a lot of people that will side banishers, so I'm not about that, and so I can just book the banisher and then proceed to go off. Gold Sark and Foolish are pretty self-explanatory. That's 15 spells, and so I run 6 traps to round up the 40 card deck. I run triple Fiendish Chain. I don't run Effect Veiler. This card, will essentially stop my opponent from going off if they activate an effect, or I can also stop my opponent from OTKing me or attacking me So I run 3 Fiendish, and I run 3 out of the 4, what I call the Fantastic 4. I run Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, and Compulse. I don't run Torrential because I always have a field presence, and the same reason why I don't run Dark Hole, I always have a field presence, so there's really no need for it. So, onto the extra deck, you have your triple Vadriana, which I'm glad I've had this deck for a really, really long time, because I bought these for like $15 to like $16 a long time ago, and now they're a lot. And then you run your 1 Gator. That dude's super expensive too. I think he was even cheaper when I bought him a long time ago, so thank God I ran those a long time ago. So that rounds it up for the 6-star synchros. I run double Stardust. I pretty much trying to think of a time that I've ever only ran 1 Stardust, and I don't think I've ever ran a single Stardust. I've always run double, just because if for some reason they deprison it, I can go into another one, or if something happens to that one, you know, I can set it up again. And so for the other 8-star synchros, of course you have your Crimson Blighter. That's just a given. I mean, Mermails are still out there, Dragons are out there. Scrap Dragon, because Scrap Dragon's just a G like that. He gives no fucks what your opponent does. Thought Ruler and Colossal Fighter. Thought Ruler is, I love this card so much. Sometimes, like, if I don't have my really big spam plays, like I just get first turn Stardust, set like 2 and end. Well, next turn, if I'm able to go off again, I'll just go a Thought Ruler, and I'll just keep poking them with Thought Ruler. So they can't Mirror Force me, and I don't swing with Stardust, that way it doesn't get deprisoned, so it's kind of a soft lock. Most people kind of know about it, but just in case you didn't. So that's 15 synchros, and I'm sorry, that's 10 synchros, and I run 5 exceeds. So I run 1 rank 4 exceed, and that's Ice Beast Xerofine. I see where people have been running Daigusto Emerald, which I really thought about it, and I wanted to you know, shuffle back like my Duxes, etc., but it just seems kind of like a play like, yeah, it's going to help me, but what if I'm in a really bad situation? Emerald's not going to help me at all, but this dude, if they got, you know, Ophion on the field, or just a D-Fissure, Macrocosmos, you know, something of that nature, I can bring him out, negate everything on the field, and then have like a 3,000 beater, or, you know, however big. I've had it above 3 grand before. So that's it for the rank 4, and then I run 4 rank 6s. Of course, your Tum, that's just a given. Photon Strike Bouncer. Ptolemy M7, because he goes off on your combos, and then the Gaia Charger to overlay. I generally never make Gaia Charger. I've thought about taking him out, but I don't know. There's been a couple occasions where I'll have like a Red Eyes in hand, and I'll Tum into a Tempest, and then do a combo that away. And so I can either overlay the Atum to OTK him, or I can have Atum, Red Med, and Stardust on field, and I'll leave him. That way next turn I can proceed to plus again. But he's just there for an OTK if I need to. And I'll go over the side deck that I use here. You can kind of take it for what it's worth. This is just what I run down here where I'm at. And so it might be different, you know, elsewhere. So I run 1 Soldiering, double Debunk, because I'm not about Mermails. I run double Vanity's Emptiness. I tried this in the main deck, and it doesn't really work for me. I'm not even going to try to lie. I'm not, you know, some pro player or anything, so I don't play around it in the best ways possible, which, you know, I'm practicing with. it's an amazing card, you know, against dragons, mermails, stuff like that. Well, I mean, mermails can still pop it, but I never side it against mermails. I just side the debunks and the soul drains and third MST. But it's just in there in case I need to use it, because it is a good card. I think it's a little hyped. Double Imperial Iron Wall, that's pretty self-explanatory. I just don't want to lose against dragons. I mean, kind of sums that up. And also, you know, if people side like Banishers or Macro, Defissure, it just says no to all of that. I run double Royal Decree because I hate like Chain Burn or just decks that just want to run an insane amount of back row just because Heavy Storms ban. They seem to think, well, I'm just going to set 5, haha. Well, no, you're not. Well, you can, but you're not going to get anything done. I run double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. I never leave the house without double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Screw Dark Worlds and, you know, everything they stand for. I can't stand that deck. I mean, it's a good deck. I just don't like playing against it. It's a decent deck. But anyways, that's enough of that. Plus you have, you know, other decks that it works well against. I side the third MST, one Light Imprisoning Mirror, just in case like I go against Bujins or maybe Light Swarms, something like that. I have pretty decent matchups against them, so I don't really care. And then double XYZ Encores. I actually got these and they're pretty cheap, so thank God. But I mean, you go against Evil Swarms, you side them in, you just kind of laugh in their face. So that pretty much rounds up my deck, side deck and extra deck. So let me know what y'all think or any suggestions. I mean, this is my, you know, the deck that I really like that works for me, you know, player preference. So that's pretty much it in the video. Check out my badass Orc Arena and Sonic 2, so legit. And this mat right here is definitely for trade. No, I'm just kidding. My buddy let me borrow this. It's quote unquote my lucky mat. I use it in every tournament. And so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.